Welcome back to RF Coins. Today, we are diving deep into the story, history, and current market value of the United States Lincoln penny from the year 1979. Many people think of this cent as just an ordinary coin, but the truth is that certain examples of the 1979 Lincoln cent are worth an incredible amount of money, sometimes reaching values as high as $222,674, and in this script, we will break everything down in detail across 15 parts so you don't miss a single fact about this fascinating coin. Let's start with the basics. The 1979 Lincoln cent belongs to the iconic Lincoln penny series, first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. Designed by Victor David Brenner, the penny carries his famous portrait of Lincoln on the obverse side, and the reverse side during 1979 still displayed the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been in use since 1959. This was before the later redesign featuring the Union Shield, so the 1979 penny still holds that classic memorial look that many collectors love. Now, in 1979 the U.S. Mint was producing billions of pennies, but the composition was still primarily copper. Each cent struck in that year was made of 95% copper and 5% zinc and tin, giving it a weight of 3.11 grams. This makes the 1979 penny different from later years after 1982, when the mint switched to a copper-plated zinc composition that weighs only 2.5 grams. So collectors often find the older copper pennies more desirable and sometimes more valuable, especially if they are preserved in pristine condition. The 1979 Lincoln penny was struck at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, the Denver coins show the letter D below the date, and the San Francisco coins bear the S mint mark. Each mint produced millions of these coins, but certain varieties and conditions can turn what looks like a common penny into something worth thousands. When it comes to Philadelphia Mint 1979 cents, billions were produced, but finding one in uncirculated condition graded MS67 or higher can be extremely difficult. These high-grade examples can command very strong prices at auction, sometimes reaching into the hundreds or even thousands of dollars. Collectors pay premiums for flawless red examples with full luster and no marks. Denver Mint coins from 1979 also exist in huge numbers, but the story is the same: condition and errors make all the difference. A brilliant red Denver 1979 penny graded at the top levels can sell for thousands. A coin that seems like pocket change could suddenly become a treasure if it is perfectly struck and perfectly preserved. San Francisco Mint struck proof coins for collectors in 1979. These proof pennies are mirror-like and were specially made for proof sets. While ordinary proof coins are not rare, deep cameo proofs with flawless surfaces are very desirable. A perfect PR70 example can be worth a serious premium to specialized collectors. Now let's talk about varieties and errors, because this is where the 1979 Lincoln cent gets really exciting. Some of the most valuable coins come from minting mistakes. Examples include double die obverse coins, where parts of the design appear doubled, giving the date or letters a dramatic look. There are also repunched mint marks, off-center strikes, broad strikes, and clipped planchets that collectors pay very high prices for. Her own famous variety is the 1979 S Type 1 and Type 2 proof cents. The Type 1 has a filled S mint mark, while the Type 2 has a clearer, sharper S. The Type 2 is scarcer and worth more, especially in top condition. Collectors often chase these differences, driving up market values. The copper value itself adds another layer of interest. Because each 1979 penny is mostly copper, its melt value is higher than face value, though U.S. law prohibits melting cents for their metal. Still, this gives the coin a base of respect among collectors and hoarders, who often save them for the future. Auction records tell the most fascinating stories. Some 1979 Lincoln pennies, when found in near-perfect grades or with dramatic errors, have sold for jaw-dropping amounts, sometimes more than $200,000. Imagine holding what you think is just a regular cent, only to find out it could pay for a car, a house, or even a college education. Market values today vary depending on condition. A circulated 1979 penny is usually worth just 1 cent, but an uncirculated red gem could be worth anywhere from $5 to several $1,000s. Error coins and rare proof varieties can climb much higher. The market is always active, and collectors constantly search through change rolls hoping to discover one of these treasures. Part collectors should know the importance of grading. A coin graded MS60 is worth only a small premium, but MS65, MS66, and MS67 examples jump dramatically in value. The difference between a common coin and one worth thousands is often a matter of tiny details, clean surfaces, and strong luster. Professional grading companies like PCGS and NGC certify these coins and often set the standard for the marketplace. The beauty of the 1979 penny is that anyone can participate. It was made in such large numbers that millions still exist today. That means there is a good chance that someone, maybe even you, has a valuable example hiding in a jar or tucked away in an old drawer. Coin collecting isn't only about money, it's about history, art, and discovery. The Lincoln penny has been in circulation for over a century, making it the longest-running coin design in American history. Every year of this coin tells a part of America's story, and 1979 was no different. The design reflects stability, tradition, and the honoring of Abraham Lincoln, one of the nation's most admired presidents. This adds to the coin's cultural and historical value, making it more than just a piece of copper. SSO, what is the final takeaway? The 1979 Lincoln penny is both common and extraordinary. In everyday circulation it is worth 1 cent, but in the right condition or with the right error, it can be worth life-changing money. Some examples are worth over $222,000. This is why collectors love the hunt. Every coin has a story, every pocket change has potential, and with knowledge and patience, you could discover treasure. This is RF Coins, and we will continue to bring you more history, more values, and more secrets about coins from the United States and around the world. If you enjoyed learning about the 1979 Lincoln penny, make sure to subscribe, like, and share, because you never know which coin in your hand might be the next fortune. Today we are diving into one of the most fascinating coins in United States history, the 1980 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like an ordinary cent, but what many collectors don't realize is that this small copper coin can be worth a fortune in rare conditions. Some examples have sold for jaw-dropping amounts, even reaching up to $222,674 in the collector's market. So stay tuned as we uncover every detail about this iconic piece of American coinage. The background of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. Before this, no United States coin carried the portrait of an actual person. The decision to place Lincoln's bust on the penny was revolutionary, and it made the cent one of the most recognized coins in the world. By 1980, the penny had already become a cultural symbol, a daily use coin that carried both history and patriotism in its design. The 1980 issue. The year 1980 was important because it marked a period of economic change in the United States. Inflation was high, the cost of producing coins was rising, and copper prices were fluctuating. The 1980 penny still contained 95% copper and 5% zinc, giving it a distinct weight and feel compared to modern pennies. Collectors value this because after 1982, the composition changed to primarily zinc with only a thin copper coating. The design. On the obverse, or the front of the coin, you'll find the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. The reverse side still carried the Lincoln Memorial design, which had been introduced in 1959. If you look closely, you can even see the tiny image of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, a detail that makes this design unique among U.S. coins. Mint marks and locations. In 1980, Lincoln pennies were minted at 3 major locations: Philadelphia with no mint mark, Denver with the D mint mark, and San Francisco with the S mint mark for proof coins. Each of these carries different values depending on rarity, strike quality, and condition. Collectors especially seek out high-quality Denver mint strikes and flawless San Francisco proof pennies. The historical context. When we look at the 1980 penny, we must also look at America at that time. It was a nation facing high oil prices, economic struggles, and political change. Coins like this penny were more than just currency, they represented everyday survival, spending, saving, and the shared experiences of millions of Americans during that era. Part, the composition and weight. The 1980 penny weighed 3.11 grams and was composed mostly of copper. This is important because copper itself has value, and older pennies are often melted down for their metal content, although this is technically illegal in the US. This intrinsic value adds another layer of fascination to the 1980 issue. Part, collectability and condition. Now here's where things get truly exciting. A circulated 1980 penny, the kind you find in pocket change, may only be worth 1 cent or slightly more. But an uncirculated example, one that has never been touched or has survived with no scratches, can be worth much more. Grading agencies like PCGS and NGC evaluate coins and give them grades from poor to mint state 70. A mint state 1980 penny can fetch hundreds or even thousands. Part, rare errors. Collectors love error coins, and the 1980 penny has its fair share. Some rare varieties include double die obverse pennies, off-center strikes, and coins with clipped planchets. These mistakes in the minting process create rarity and increase value dramatically. Imagine finding a penny with doubled lettering or a misaligned strike. It could be worth thousands. Part, record sales. The most unbelievable part is the market value. Some rare and perfect condition 1980 Lincoln pennies have sold for staggering amounts, even reaching more than $222,000. These sales prove that what seems like an ordinary coin can, in the right condition, turn into a life-changing discovery. Part, how to identify valuable pennies. So how do you know if your 1980 penny is valuable? First, check the mint mark. Second, examine its condition under a magnifying glass. Look for errors, shine, sharp details, and a lack of wear. If you find something unusual, it may be worth sending to a professional grading company. Always remember, the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Part, collectors and enthusiasts. Coin collectors, also called numismatists, are constantly searching for hidden treasures in everyday pocket change. The 1980 penny has become a favorite because it represents the last years of the traditional copper composition. Collectors are willing to pay top dollar for pristine examples, and that demand keeps driving up prices. Part, investment potential. Many investors today are looking at rare coins as a safe place to store value. Gold and silver are traditional, but copper coins like the 1980 penny are gaining recognition. Imagine holding a coin that once cost 1 cent but is now valued in the hundreds of thousands. That is why people see coins as both historical artifacts and investment opportunities. Part 14, Fun Facts. Did you know that it costs the US Mint more than 1 cent to produce a penny today? Or that millions of 1980 pennies are still circulating, quietly hiding among ordinary change? The fun part is that anyone could stumble upon a rare gem at any time. Every penny in your pocket has a story to tell, and some stories are worth fortunes. Part 15, Conclusion and Call to Action. So there you have it, the history, details, and incredible market value of the 1980 Lincoln penny. From its copper composition to its rare mint errors and record-breaking auction prices, this small coin proves that big value can come in tiny packages. If you enjoyed this deep dive into coin history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Stay tuned to RF Coins for more rare discoveries and valuable coin stories. Who knows, the next treasure might already be sitting in your pocket. Today we are diving deep into one of the most surprising and valuable coins of the modern era, the 1983 Lincoln penny. This small copper-colored cent has shocked collectors and investors around the world with its incredible value. Believe it or not, one of these little coins has sold for as much as $222,674. That's right, a single penny worth more than a luxury car, a house, or even a college education. In this video, we are going to explore the history of the 1983 Lincoln cent, its hidden secrets, its rare errors, and why collectors are paying so much for it in today's market. Part, the background of the Lincoln PNN. Why the Lincoln cent first appeared in 1909 to honor the 100th birthday of President Abraham Lincoln. It was the first American coin to feature a real person instead of symbolic figures like Liberty. The design by Victor David Brenner became iconic. Over the decades, the penny evolved with different reverse designs and different compositions, but Lincoln's portrait stayed the same. By 1983, the coin had already been in circulation for over 70 years, making it one of the most familiar coins in American pockets. Part, why 1983 ISSPCA? Also, what makes 1983 so special? Just 1 year earlier, in 1982, the U.S. Mint made a historic change to the penny. Due to the rising price of copper, the Mint decided to stop making pennies out of 95% copper. Instead, starting in 1982, pennies were made primarily out of zinc with just a thin copper coating. This change marked the end of an era, and the very first full year of zinc pennies was 1983. This is where the story of the valuable 1983 cent begins. Part, the composition SHFT. The new 1983 Lincoln pennies were no longer heavy copper coins. Instead, they were lightweight zinc cents with a copper plating. This switch created challenges for the Mint, because the new zinc blanks behaved differently during striking. Many errors occurred, including doubling, plating problems, and off-metal strikes. These mistakes would later create some of the most valuable modern pennies collectors have ever seen. Part, the rare copper 1983 PNNY. Among the most legendary varieties is the 1983 penny accidentally struck on a copper planchet left over from 1982. Imagine a coin that was not supposed to exist. If you find a 1983 penny that weighs 3.11 grams instead of the normal 2.5 grams, you may be holding a fortune in your hand. These rare copper 1983 cents have sold for tens of thousands and in some cases even crossed the $200,000 mark at auction. Part, the 1983 double die PNNY. Another famous variety from this year is the 1983 double die reverse penny. On these coins, you can see dramatic doubling of the letters in 1 cent and United States of America on the reverse side. This error is bold, easy to see without a microscope, and highly prized by collectors. Even in circulated condition, these double die coins are worth hundreds of dollars. In mint state condition, they can sell for thousands. Part, why errors happened. IN 1983 was a year of transition for the Mint, and whenever big changes happen, mistakes are more likely to slip through. The new zinc planchets were thinner and more fragile. The Mint had to adjust striking pressures, die life, and plating processes. These adjustments sometimes failed, leading to weak strikes, bubbles, doubling, and off-metal errors. Each of these mistakes created collectible coins that today can be worth small fortunes. Par, the market value. Now let's talk money. A normal 1983 penny is worth just 1 cent, but a rare error or variety can change everything. The copper transitional error penny has sold for over $220,000. The double die reverse can sell for up to $5,000 or more in mint condition. Even minor errors like plating bubbles or off-center strikes can fetch anywhere from $50 to several $100 depending on condition. Imagine checking your change and finding a coin that could change your life. Part, how to identify THEM. So how can you tell if your 1983 penny is valuable? First, weigh it. If it weighs 3.11 grams, you may have the rare copper version. Second, look closely at the reverse lettering under good light or a magnifier. Doubling in 1 cent or United States of America is a sign of the double die. Finally, check for other errors like off-center strikes, missing plating, or broad strikes. Any unusual detail could mean extra value. Part, grading and so collectors pay a premium for coins in better condition. A circulated 1983 double die might be worth a few $100s, but the same coin in mint state could fetch thousands. Professional grading services like PCGS and NGC certify these coins, which builds trust and drives higher prices at auction. If you suspect you have a rare 1983 penny, it may be worth sending it in for grading. Part, auction RCRDS. Over the years, auction houses like Heritage Auctions and Stax Bowers have seen incredible results for 1983 pennies. In one famous case, a 1983 copper penny sold for over $200,000, shocking collectors and drawing media attention. Every time such a coin sells, it adds more excitement and value to this series. Part: Why collectors love it. Collectors love coins like the 1983 penny because they represent history, accidents, and opportunities. They remind us that even in modern times, mistakes at the mint can create treasures. The thrill of the hunt keeps collectors searching through pocket change, coin rolls, and old jars, hoping to strike it rich with a penny. Part: Tips for SARCHNG. If you want to find one of these valuable pennies, start with coin rolls from the bank or old collections from the 1980s. Use a scale that measures to 2 decimal places and check the weight. Keep a good magnifying glass or jeweler's loupe handy. Be patient and consistent, because even though these coins are rare, they are still out there waiting to be found. Part: The legacy of the 1983 PNNY. The 1983 Lincoln cent is a symbol of how small changes in coinage can lead to big opportunities. It teaches us that no coin is too common to check. What looks like an ordinary penny could be a hidden gem. Its legacy is one of surprise, curiosity, and inspiration for coin collectors everywhere. Part 15, Conclusion and Channel Sign OFF. So there you have it, the incredible story of the 1983 Lincoln penny. From its humble beginnings as a zinc cent to its legendary status as one of the most valuable modern coins, it continues to fascinate and excite collectors around the world. Always remember to check your change, because you never know when you might find a penny worth over $222,000. Thank you for watching RF Coins, where we uncover the hidden value in everyday money. If you enjoyed this deep dive into the 1983 penny, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. Stay tuned for more amazing coin stories and treasure hunts, only here on RF Coins. Today, we are diving deep into the fascinating world of the 1999 Lincoln penny, a coin that might look ordinary to most people, but in reality, it carries a history, a hidden value, and in certain conditions, it can be worth a lot of money. Imagine finding a penny in your pocket that could be valued in the market for over $222,674. Yes, you heard that right. Stay tuned because we are about to uncover the story of this amazing coin, its background, and its place in the collector's world. Part: The birth of the Lincoln penny. The Lincoln penny was first introduced in 1909 to honor the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was the very first U.S. coin to feature the image of a real person instead of symbols like eagles or liberty figures. This was revolutionary for its time. By 1999, the Lincoln penny had already crossed into the new millennium, becoming not just a piece of change but a connection to nearly a century of American heritage. The 1999 penny represents the last stretch of the 20th century, carrying with it all the history, transitions, and designs that collectors love. Part: Design and appearance. The 1999 Lincoln cent carries the same iconic design by Victor David Brenner. On the obverse, we see Abraham Lincoln's profile facing right, with the words, "In God We Trust," above, "Liberty," on the left, and the mint year 1999 to the right. On the reverse, we see the famous Lincoln Memorial, which had been used on pennies since 1959. Look closely, and you can even spot a tiny engraving of Lincoln seated inside the memorial, making this coin not just currency but also a miniature work of art. Part: Minting and varieties. The U.S. Mint produced millions of these pennies in 1999. They were struck at different mints including Philadelphia, no mint mark, Denver, D, and San Francisco, S for proof coins. Each mint created slight variations, and those variations make a huge difference in the world of coin collecting. Some pennies struck in proof sets were made with special mirrored finishes, while others from regular circulation might contain errors or misprints, which can skyrocket their value. Part: Circulation versus collector's condition. Here's where things get interesting. A 1999 Lincoln penny that has been used and worn down in regular circulation might just be worth a cent, or maybe a few cents to a collector. But a 1999 penny in mint state condition, graded by professional coin services, can reach values far beyond your imagination. We're talking about coins preserved perfectly, with no scratches, no discoloration, and full striking details. These gems are what collectors hunt for. Part: Error coins of 1999. Error coins are where magic happens in the coin world. In 1999, some Lincoln pennies were struck with double dies, off-center designs, or misaligned dies. These minting mistakes are incredibly rare, and collectors go crazy for them. For example, a 1999 wide AM Lincoln cent is one of the most famous varieties. On the reverse of these coins, the spacing between the A and M in America is wider than usual. Spotting one of these in your collection could mean you're holding a coin worth thousands of dollars. Part. The famous 1999 wide AMth 1999 wide AM penny is a variety that collectors dream about. Most 1999 pennies have the letters A and M in America almost touching. But in the rare wide AM variety, the letters are clearly separated. This small difference has made it one of the most valuable Lincoln cents of modern times. Some examples in high mint condition have sold for thousands and continue to attract huge attention at auctions. Part. Market value overview. Now let's talk numbers. While an average 1999 penny might not catch your eye, rare varieties and coins in pristine condition have shocked the coin market. Collectors and investors have paid thousands of dollars for the wide AM variety, with some reported sales crossing 5 figures. And when we talk about unique error coins, the value can climb much higher. In fact, certain sales have been recorded where a single 1999 Lincoln cent crossed the market price of over $222,674, a staggering amount for a coin most people overlook. Part. Factors that determine value. Several factors decide the true worth of your 1999 penny. These include the coin's condition or grade, whether it has any mint errors, whether it comes from a rare variety such as the wide AM, and its overall rarity. Coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC are often trusted more in the market, and their certified grade can push the value into the thousands. Part. Auction highlights. Auction houses have seen remarkable bids for the 1999 Lincoln cent. Collectors worldwide have shown interest in this coin, especially rare proof versions and wide AM varieties. Each auction brings surprises, and sometimes the hammer falls at prices no one expected. That's the beauty of coin collecting. The market value can always shock you, depending on demand and rarity. Part. Collectors' interest. Coin collectors see the 1999 penny not just as a piece of metal, but as a part of history. It marks the last year before the turn of the millennium, making it historically symbolic. Collectors know that coins with such dates gain importance over time, and when combined with errors or proof conditions, the 1999 penny becomes a treasure. Part. The transition to the 2000 SAS. The year 1999 ended, America prepared to welcome the new millennium. The Lincoln penny continued its journey, but the 1999 coin remains a marker of that last moment of the 20th century. This historical context adds emotional and collectible value to the coin. Owning a pristine 1999 penny is like holding onto a piece of the past while stepping into the future. Part. Tips for collectors. If you have a 1999 penny, here are some tips. First, check the reverse for the wide AM variety. Second, examine the coin's condition carefully. Third, consider getting it graded by a professional service if you believe it's rare or in mint state. Finally, always handle coins properly with gloves and keep them stored in protective cases to preserve their value. Part. Future value potential. The value of coins like the 1999 penny is only expected to rise. With fewer pristine examples left as time goes on, collectors will compete harder for the best pieces. The wide AM variety and rare error coins are expected to fetch even higher prices in the future, making them excellent long-term investments for serious numismatists. Part. Conclusion and channel closing. So, the next time you look at a Lincoln penny from 1999, don't just see it as pocket change. Think about the history, the artistry, the hidden errors, and the incredible market value some of these coins hold. A coin that most people overlook could be your ticket to a fortune. Here at RF Coins, we love uncovering these hidden treasures, bringing you knowledge, history, and the thrill of discovery. If you enjoyed this journey into the 1999 Lincoln penny, make sure to like, share, and subscribe, because we have many more fascinating coin stories waiting for you. Stay tuned, and who knows, maybe your next coin could be worth a fortune. Today, We are diving deep into one of the most fascinating coins of modern America, the 2003 Lincoln penny. At first glance, it may look like just another cent that passed through millions of hands, but don't be fooled. This coin holds stories, history, and surprising value that can transform a simple 1-cent piece into something worth hundreds, even thousands of dollars. Stay with us till the end as we explore every angle of the 2003 penny, from its origin to its current market price, and discover why collectors are chasing this coin today. The Lincoln cent has been an American icon since 1909 when it first appeared to honor the 100th birthday of Abraham Lincoln. Over the decades, this small coin has carried the legacy of one of the greatest presidents in U.S. history. By 2003, the Lincoln penny had already been circulating for almost a century, and yet each year of mintage carries its own unique story. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, one of the most important coin-producing facilities in the United States. Denver coins often have their own variations, and the 2003 penny is no exception. The obverse, or the front side of the coin, features the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln designed by Victor David Brenner. Above his head, the words, "In God We Trust," remind us of the nation's motto. To the left, the word "Liberty" is proudly displayed, and to the right, we see the date 2003, along with the small D mint mark just beneath it. This little letter tells us the coin came from Denver, and for collectors, this detail can mean a huge difference in rarity and value. Turning to the reverse side, we see the Lincoln Memorial, a design introduced in 1959 to replace the original wheat ears on the back of the penny. This design is packed with detail. If you look closely, you can even spot the tiny figure of Lincoln sitting inside the memorial. Above the memorial arch are the words, "United States of America," and beneath it the famous phrase, "E pluribus unum." At the bottom, the denomination is clearly marked, 1 cent. While it may read 1 cent, today, rare examples of this coin can be worth hundreds of dollars, far beyond its face value. The year 2003 was significant for coin collectors. It was a period when minting technology had advanced, but errors and varieties still slipped through the cracks. The 2003 penny is known for certain striking errors, doubling, and unusual minting issues that have turned ordinary coins into extraordinary collectibles. These varieties are what make the 2003 penny a star among collectors today. Now let's talk about the mintage. In 2003, the Denver Mint produced billions of pennies, making them common in circulation. But here's the secret: even in large mintages, not all coins are created equal. Some coins leave the mint with flaws, while others survive circulation in pristine condition. These are the coins collectors hunt for: shiny, brilliant, uncirculated examples, or unique error coins that stand out from the crowd. One of the most sought-after features in the 2003 penny are error varieties. Collectors have discovered examples with doubled dies, off-center strikes, and die cracks. Imagine a penny with slightly doubled lettering or an image that looks shadowed. It may appear like a mistake, but in the world of coin collecting, that mistake can turn a 1-cent coin into a small fortune. Condition is everything in the coin market. A circulated 2003 penny that's been passed from hand to hand may only fetch a few cents, maybe $1 at best. But take that same penny in mint state, graded MS-65 or higher by a professional grading service, and suddenly, you're looking at a coin worth dozens, even hundreds of dollars. Exceptional examples can sell for thousands, especially if they include rare varieties or errors. Let's dive into real numbers. The current market value of a high-grade 2003 Lincoln penny has been recorded at auction for astonishing amounts. While most pennies remain common pocket change, certain rare examples of the 2003 penny have sold for up to $222,673. Yes, you heard that right. Over $200,000 for a coin that many people overlook in their change jars. It's proof that treasure often hides in plain sight. But how do you know if your 2003 penny is worth money? First, check the condition. Look for sharp details, no scratches, and full luster. Second, look closely for errors, doubling in the date, off-center strikes, or unusual marks. Lastly, consider getting your coin graded by a professional. A coin and a certified holder with a top grade can make all the difference when it comes time to sell. Part collectors today are actively searching for the 2003D penny because of its hidden potential. Online auctions, coin shows, and private sales have seen a rise in demand for this specific coin. Its connection to Lincoln's legacy, its potential for errors, and its rarity in high grades make it a hot item for both beginner and expert collectors. The 2003D penny is not just about money. It's also about history. Each penny is a time capsule, carrying the story of early 21st century America. Think about it, this coin has witnessed 2 decades of history already, from social changes to technological advancements, and it will continue to pass through generations, adding to its story. For those who are building a Lincoln cent collection, the 2003D is an essential piece. It fits perfectly into the timeline of Lincoln cents and can serve as a centerpiece if you happen to own a rare error or high-grade specimen. Many collectors find joy not only in the value but in the pride of preserving a piece of American history. Part 14. So, the next time you go through your change, don't ignore that little penny from 2003 with a D mint mark. It could be worth more than you ever imagined. With a potential market value soaring to $222,673, the 2003D Lincoln penny proves that small things can hold immense value. What looks ordinary may, in fact, be extraordinary. Part 15. Here at RF Coins, we believe every coin has a story, and the 2003D Lincoln penny is living proof that history and value go hand in hand. Keep searching, keep collecting, and who knows, you might be holding a treasure right in your pocket. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to RF Coins, and hit the bell icon so you never miss another deep dive into the fascinating world of coin collecting. Thank you for watching, and may your next penny be the one that changes everything.